Jimmy Spencer's pit crew made a 26th position mistake. He goes to 27th on the restart. Tony Stewart's the leader.
Classic example of beating yourself right there.
Keeps having a look inside Tony Stewart for the lead.
Well, based on what we saw yesterday, 2 tires isn't going to last very long. Well, you got to get forward.
And that's the thing. That's how Tony Stewart in the 20 car, that's how he got the lead. They elected after only 35 laps on their tires to take 2 right side tires only. What he's hoping, we talked about how low they start the air pressure. It takes a while for those right side tires to catch up with the left side tires.
Yeah, just grip is the difference in the racetrack now than was it before they grounded is the track is smooth. It's real smooth. And it's really hard to get grip.
Stewart, only the second different driver to lead today. Jeff Gordon was out in front for the first 120 laps.
I'm going to tell you what, though. Jeff Gordon has his hands full right now with that Budweiser car. He just drives by him coming off turn 2 down into 3 and 4 and takes second place away from Jeff Gordon, or third place away.
Gordon banging on him coming off the corner? Looked like it.
He had better forward bite than Junior did.
For the lead.
Halfway up, outside.
Rusty Wallace becomes the third different leader.
I believe that 20 car, Larry, will pay the price for taking 2 tires.
Especially with everybody else taking 4.
Let's smooth it out. Coming straight up off the corners, looking good.
Craven and Johnson battling for 5th. Behind Jeff Gordon. Steve Park outside is a lap down.
Now see, here's what we're talking about. The car on the inside, the car on the outside can just keep you pinned down. Really makes it difficult. See how they had to bang? That's about all you can do is bang into that guy and say, I want over there.
And it's a long, long way back to Jimmy Spencer, who dragged that gas can down pit road. Here he comes there.
Yeah, he's a half a lap down right now.
And the thing about a guy like Jimmy Spencer, now is when you got to talk to him and tell him to be patient. You got a good car. We'll get you back up there. And you got to really work with the driver right now because he's got to be a little bit upset about what happened.
Dale Jr. around the outside of Tony Stewart, second place.
I take that back. He's got to be a lot upset about what happened.
Now Jeff Gordon realized Dale Jr. was quick, Darrell, and looks like he waves him by.
Well, let's see if we can see any communication here between these guys. Oh, yeah. You're under me, buddy. Take it on down in there. You got the right of way.
And you're faster than me.
Like you might be a little quicker, but I am probably going to come up behind you and let you know that I'm not going to do that anymore.
Is that a good example of what we call big picture racing?
Especially on a fourth of the way through this thing.
Dale Jr. trying to lead the Winston Cup point standings for the first time in his career. He came in here second, and the point leader, Matt Kenseth, is mired back in 37th place, a lap down.
What was it, just 2 or 3 weeks ago, you and I picked up on the fact that Dale Jr. was talking about we gained a lot of points. It's a good opportunity to gain a lot of points. The man is thinking championship.
And his team is thinking championship. I mean, we watched those guys last week at Talladega when the left front was tore up on the race car. They didn't panic. They got it fixed. They got him back up there. He won the race. Yesterday with the garage area situation with Jack Sprague, they didn't panic. They just fixed that left front fender.
That's right. From 29th to 7th, that's been the day of Kevin Harvick, Jeannie.
A little arts and crafts in the 29 pit? Not exactly. Turns out Kevin Harvick burned his right foot, specifically the heel during the truck race yesterday. As the car heats up, the foot is really starting to boil. So they're trying to come up with something that they can put in there to try to cushion that heel. The thought process is one of the pit stops, they'll try to get it in there to try to help them to alleviate some of the pain.
I've had that happen to me, and it's a very painful injury. It doesn't seem like it would mount to much, but you get that great big blister on the heel of your right foot, and it just absolutely worries you to death. You can't push the throttle down, and it takes away from your focus. It hurts. And when you're in pain, it's hard to drive the car like you want to.
And there's so much heat generated in this racetrack. Ooh. We talked about this earlier with the low gear you pull, the brake heat. But I'm going to tell you what, they were not that happy as we're riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr. as he runs second behind Rusty Wallace. They were not happy with Harvick's car yesterday. I have to believe running third in that truck race yesterday helped them with this Winston Cup car.
I was going to say that very thing, Larry, that I think that what they learned yesterday in the truck race, they applied today, and it's really working because he looks good around the racetrack. Dale Jr. is working on old Russell up here.
Yeah, this is the beer can battle, and Jr. is just all over Rusty. He's tried him low. He's looked low. He's looked high. Looking high and cutting low.
You know, Mike, you talked about Dale Earnhardt Jr., big picture racing. He's, right now, of all the drivers, he's been running at the end of the longest streak of races, 32 consecutive races, almost a full season of races.
Well, that tells you they're doing a good job of fixing the car when there's something wrong with it. It also tells you got outstanding equipment.
Keeps working that high groove in 3 and 4.
I think a lot of that, Darrell, is the maturity of Dale Earnhardt Jr. We've seen in past seasons, if the car wasn't right as the race went on, it wouldn't get better. This season, they've been improving that car as the races go along, and he's just improved his position to first.
This may or may not apply, but it just seems right to me. When I was a child, I thought as a child. And as I got older and I grew up, I thought as a man. He's thinking as a man.
Well, Mike, to add on what you were talking about, that's exactly what Tony Erie Sr., the crew chief, but also Dale Jr.'s uncle told me this morning. He's a different driver this year. He's more focused. He's bought land. He said he's even like his father, who was out with a brush hog clearing some of the grass. He says he's just much more focused. He's matured as a driver. Usually, after happy hour, they wouldn't see or hear from Junior until the driver's meeting. He said now he bugs him at night like his dad used to. He'll call him on the cell phone. Last night, called at 9 o'clock. But I just want to remind you guys, do not lose those good set of shocks from happy hour. Those are what I want to start the race on. Just make sure you don't lose them. He is much more focused this year, and it's showing in the points.
Yeah, rumor even has it he gets up before noon now.
Stop it. Jeff Burton running in 8th place. He is the highest placed Ford in the field. And if you've not looked at Ford lately, look again. Back in 11th is his Roush teammate Kurt Busch, and Elliott Sadler right behind, along with Mark Martin. 3 in a row, 11th, 12th, and 13th.
But Larry, you also know that when you're doing well, when everything's going well, boy, it makes it a lot more fun. It's a lot easier to get up and get going.
Kurt Busch has come from 36th, from where he won here, up to the top 10. And he's presently in 11th.
Just that's the way he and Kenseth normally do. They're not great qualifiers, the cars aren't, but they always get good in the race. Now, it's not happening for Kenseth today, but his teammate certainly has got his act together.
Talk to Jimmy Finney, Kurt Busch's crew chief. This is the same chassis, and here we have a battle between Kenny Schrader, Jeff Burton for 8th, but the same chassis that Kurt Busch won with here in the fall. Different body.
On board Ricky Rudd, who has gone a lap down.
And Mike, you can hear how delicately you have to handle that throttle. Listen to this thing. Never really gets it wide open, but just for a few feet up all the way on the straightaway when you're already in the straight line. Working with it the rest of the time.
You know, we talk about mistakes, and I'm going to tell you a mistake. We don't want to count them out, but it has really cost Jimmy Spencer. He's only picked up 5 positions up to 22nd. The problem, leader Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 4 seconds behind him. So he goes from 5th to almost going a lap down in just a few laps.
Yep, Spencer left the pit with a gas can. Bad dog, no biscuit. Deep in the field, 22nd. He's been moving up, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is closing in. Jr. leads Rusty Wallace by 7/10 of a second.